Hello?
Poirot, is that you? Hastings here.
Thank you for calling. Have you received a new letter from the murderer?
No, thank goodness. How are things in Churston?
I questioned Lady Clarke, but I will not leave until I have examined everything of interest to me here. Fortunately, Franklin is absent, and I have a skeleton key.
Have you seen Thora Grey again?
Briefly. But rest assured, I intend to summon her to London soon.
She's a fascinating girl.
But secretive. I would like to ask her a few questions.
Poirot, she wouldn't hurt a fly.
Each to his own, my friend. Yours are pretty orphans, mine old ladies that have the maladies.
Poirot, are you mocking me?
No ill intended, rest assured. À bientôt, mon ami. How am I going to open this trunk? Let us examine it. The Black Dragon's Curse. To Franklin, who will never grow up. January 25, 1928. Car Charlotte. Miss Thora Grey, Comside, Churston, Devon. Arsenic trioxide thallium. I do not need to make a telephone call now. How am I going to open this trunk? Let us examine it. Four Chinese symbols are engraved on this padlock. Alaska. This plate appears to be able to move, but something is blocking it. I must need something to continue. How am I going to open this trunk? Let us examine it. That does not appear to be very useful. Leaving the code on the trunk. What a strange character Franklin is. So, what is this sound? I should be able to open the trunk now. There we are. Why has Franklin put an Allen key inside his trunk? I'll borrow it for a minute. Whiskey and other good quality drinks. Mr. Clarke really has refined tastes. Whiskey and other good quality drinks. Mr. Clarke really has refined tastes. Whiskey and other good quality drinks. An Allen key. It can be used in 5 positions. An Allen key. It can be used in 5 positions. Another screw. This engraving is not very easy to understand. I need to sort it out. Franklin must really love his country to have an engraving in his trunk. I think I heard the panel above release. A signet ring? A signet ring with a code written on it. 1587. It may be useful to me. Four Chinese symbols are engraved on this padlock. At last, the cupboard is open. Helmet, flask, and rifles. Franklin is very well equipped. The Railway Children, E. Nesbit. For Franklin. Und Effie's Christmas, 1910. Traveling in China, a practical guide for English travelers. Genteel and wild, English countryside revisited. Alaska. South Africa. Sumatra. I think that signet ring should be placed here. The plates around the picture appear to have unlocked. I think I've already seen these symbols on Franklin's trophies. Alaska. The African kudu. The lion of Sumatra. The Alaskan Kodiak bear. I heard the sound of a mechanism. Strange way of protecting one's safe. Triangulating one's hunting sites on a map. These documents are very likely going to help me for the rest of the inquiry. A dozen gold sovereigns, some shares for the Southern Railway and some treasury bills. This is not worth much, hardly enough to justify your robbery. A dozen gold sovereigns, some shares for the Southern Railway and some treasury bills. This is not worth much, hardly enough to justify your robbery. Eton College School Year, 1912-1913. Franklin Clarke. School report for Franklin Clarke. According to his teachers, Franklin was a good student, but lacked discipline. Sir Carmichael Clarke, Comside, Churston, Devon, to Mr. Franklin Clarke, Peninsula Hotel, Salisbury Road, Tsim Sha Tsui, Kowloon, Hong Kong. Comside, 1935, January the 12th. Dear Franklin, first, I wish you a good start to a successful new year. I have received your letter dated December 10th. Thanks for defending my interest against Wang, this robber. Things could have got pretty bad if you weren't a real cold-blooded guy. I envy you for that. Things go on here much as usual. Charlotte is moderately free from pain. I wish one could say more. You may remember Thora Gray. She is a dear girl and a greater comfort to me that I can tell you. I should not have known what to do through this bad time but for her. She has an exquisite taste and shares my passion for Chinese art. No daughter could be a closer or more sympathetic companion. Life has been difficult, but I am glad to feel that here she has a home and true affection. You wrote me you want to stay in China for 1 more year or even longer. I don't object. The longer you stay, the more opportunities you will have to increase our collection. Nonetheless, you should know that we miss you here, and that Charlotte will be gone by the time you come back. I am, dear Franklin, your truly affectionate brother. Charlotte Clarke, Comside, Churston, Devon, to Mr. Franklin Clarke, Peninsula Hotel, Salisbury Road, Tsim Sha Tsui, Kowloon, Hong Kong, Comside, 1935, January 1st. I wish you with all my heart a happy year 1935. Writing my greeting cards, I have affectionate thoughts for you, always smiling as a child, sailing to distant countries and bringing back to us trunks full of wonder. At home, everything annoys me, starting with this young Thora Sir Carmichael is so fond of. I have nobody to share my feelings with, so I write to you. How can I tell you what happens to me? The simplest way the better. I am doomed. I still have 1 year to live, no more. How do I know? I opened the secret drawer of Carmichael and read a letter not addressed to me. In this letter, Dr. Logan tells my husband in the most direct way the truth he conceals from me. Sir, I know, but my husband doesn't know I know. Please don't tell him. And if he shares the truth with you, act as you are surprised. Carl will probably speak in his usual convoluted way, but I wanted to be the first to announce it to you. It does matter to me that you are aware of what happens in Comside. Warm regards, Charlotte. Franklin appears to be very active. Franklin Clarke appears to be a typical British gentleman, a good sportsman, a hunter, a traveller. I've finished with this subject. The door is locked. Comside's private collection, purchases since 1920. The catalogue for Sir Carmichael Clarke's collection. I've already seen similar daggers. Attention, Franklin. Task list. A. Ordering Lady Clarke remedies. Done. B. Tidying up real estate property files. Done. C. Calling the lawyer about inventory. Done. D. Update the tenant-farmer list. Done. E. Update land rent accounting. Done. F. Ordering a restock of arsenic. Done. P.S. I have left on the living room table some of my things I don't want to keep. The locket and the dagger. I am sure you know why. Thora. A dark dragon for a bright-haired maid. C. Order and method above all. Let us finish examining the mansion while no one is around. The door is locked. This unit contains the medical records for Sir Carmichael Clarke's patients. Let us study them closely and see if there are any familiar names. No dust on the records from A to D. They've been handled recently. No known names. Disappointing. Lots of dust. The records from E to Z have not been touched for years. No known names. Disappointing. Sir Carmichael's collection could rival that of a major museum. I see some papers that were not there the first time I visited. These daggers are only ceremonial weapons. I do not think that the crime weapon is here. Valuers report property. Building land located in Comside, Churston client, Sir Carmichael Clarke, April 15, 1935, Court and Brunskill office. Court and Brunskill. The name is familiar. Is that not the name of the firm Donald Fraser works for? Ernest Logan, MD, Brighton Cancer Institute, 201 Dusk Road, Brighton, Sussex. To Sir Carmichael Clarke, MD, ComSci Churston, Devon. Brighton, 1935, January the 5th. As a man of science, I owe it to you to be completely frank. Lady Clarke, your wife is suffering from a generalized terminal cancer. I confess I didn't suspect anything like that during the first exams. But with the test results I have received today, there is unfortunately no place for doubt. I estimate that Lady Clarke's life expectancy is no more than 1 year. Hospitalization would not help in her case, so I advise you to keep her at home and provide her with as much morphine as required to ease her last moments. Yours sincerely, Ernest Logan. Traditional Chinese map. Facsimile. South is on the top of the map. Where is the horrible smell of carrion coming from? Something makes me feel uncomfortable. Tut-tut. The gardener does not follow the alignment. There, that's better. It is symmetrical. Brown pellets. Revolting. Brown pellets. Revolting. There, that's better. It is symmetrical. It was probably the gardener who lit this fire. Look here. I wonder if someone wanted to get rid of these papers. This object would probably be useful to me. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work. Everything that Thorgray has left behind comes from Sir Carmichael's collection. He most probably gave them to her, but she chose to leave them here rather than run the risk of being accused of theft. It is understandable when you know just how much Lady Clarke mistrusted her. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work. Thorgray had no reason to kill someone who only had few months left to live. The poison she ordered was for rats. The gardener must have made good use of it, considering the stinking remains on the path, not far from the property. I've finished here. I must put the skeleton key back and inform Hastings that I'm returning to London. April 1925, Aceh Province, Sumatra. Perfect. Nothing else is keeping me here. Hello, Hastings? I have finished in Charleston. I will take the first train. Tell me, do you know how to restore writing on a burnt document?
Yes, you just have to soak a cloth with a hydrochloric acid solution and rub the sheet of paper. Then the characters appear.
Bien. You have been of great assistance, Hastings. Could you please order the solution as soon as possible?
Of course, but what documents do you want to read?
You will see, my friend. À ce soir.